parasite can synthesize heme. Okay, so what we have shown is the heme that is being produced by the malaria parasite has a role to play in cerebral malaria as well as in the severe malaria. So what we have shown is the antifungal drug. It is an FDA approved antifungal drug. This is the name of the drug is Griseofulvin, Griseofulvin. It is an antifungal drug that's been widely used for the treatment of fungal diseases in the children and adults. And it's a safe drug and it can be used for several weeks. And it is also not that much expensive also. So we have shown in our work that the Griseofulvin can inhibit the heme synthesis that happens in the malaria parasite. So by that way it is able to prevent cerebral malaria as well as the severe malaria in animal models. So this we are now keen to take this forward in clinical trials. And if it works well in humans like the way it worked in animal models, so this will actually help us to prevent the deaths that happen due to malaria. That is a fact. You can actually find it out in the net also. This is actually based on the WHO report. WHO publishes a report. Every year they actually publishes a report. This is called as World Malaria Report. And this is not for India. This is for global. See, the deaths that happen due to malaria will be mainly of cerebral and severe. So, because if it is mild, then we will be able to treat. The patients will, respond to the drugs. Whereas there is also a certain percentage of people who actually lose their lives despite being treated with artemisinin-based combination therapies. That's the standard WHO recommended therapy that's been followed worldwide for the treatment of malaria. So, and many of them, they will be dying due to cerebral and severe malaria. Chloroquine was used. It was used for malaria almost 2-3 decades back. Okay. Then the malaria parasite has started showing the resistance. So chloroquine is now being used only to treat vivax. I'm not sure whether you know about falciparum malaria, vivax malaria and all this. See, malaria is actually caused by different species, falciparum, vivax, and there are few others. Vivax, very often vivax will be mild, whereas falciparum will be much more severe. So, chloroquine is still being used for the treatment of vivax, at least in India. Whereas in many other places, even for vivax also, they have started using artemisinin-based combinations and all. Whereas you can't use chloroquine for the treatment of falciparum. Falciparum already has developed resistance. The falciparum, the recommended treatment will be artemisinin along with a partner drug. There is a list of partner drugs. Why we use the partner drug is the partner drug will be able to prevent the development of the resistance against artemisinin. Artemisinin is the only drug that is now available as a frontline drug. Artemisinin based combination therapies we will not be able to touch. That is the WHO recommended drug. Malaria has to be treated with artemisinin based combination therapy. But the deaths that we are talking about happen even after treating those patients with artemisinin-based combination therapies. Okay, so you need to have an adjunct drug along with this standard artemisinin-based combination therapy. You need to add an additional drug that can actually prevent the death. So the Griseofulvin that we are talking about has the potential to do that. I worked at Indian Institute of Science. I have been working on malaria from the time I actually joined as a student. I think I have been working on malaria for the past 19-20 years or so. See, the mouse model is what we can actually use. So that is the only model that is available for cerebral malaria at this point of time that can be used. Okay. Apart from this, there is a primate model, monkeys. Okay. But that actually needs a lot of approval and all this. It's highly, impossible to do that. So the mouse model serves as a reliable model, and it's been used worldwide for the malaria drug research and also for the disease severity and all this.